In today's episode, I'll be giving my reaction and recap to the sixth episode in Survivor's 48th season titled Doing the Damn Thing. So let's do the damn thing and review this episode. Do something, man. People are questioning you. Shut up. Shut up. Okay, yep, do that. Sure, guys. Stupid and dumb. Just an idiot. Get your shit together, son. Fuck it. I loved it. Welcome to the Dub Cast. We kick off episode 6 on the heels of the Bianca vote out last episode with the new Orange team coming back to camp. And obviously, we still don't even get the scene of Cedric telling Chrissy what happened. So, really must have been last minute because on exit interviews, Bianca said that she didn't see Cedric go off and talk to Chrissy at all. So, I'm really curious how that happened. We'll have to wait until one of them's out of the game to tell their story of how that happened. But yeah, so that leaves Mitch and Say on the outs at camp. It was a 2-1-1. They were the two ones who weren't part of the vote. Mitch is blindsided as well. Two very different reactions here. So Say, once again, is upset with Cedric for not letting her in on the plan. Feels like, the last 2-3 tribal councils, it's been really up to Cedric, and he's just not willing to tell Say what's going on. Trend has continued here. We'll scratch the Thomas tribal council, obviously, because they weren't at tribal council, but the tribal councils they've been to together. So the Cedric and Say dynamic continues to be interesting throughout this early pre-merge phase, mergatory as people call it. Mitch, on the other hand, feels dumb. He feels like, this is a really bad time to be left out of a vote right before the potential merge together, and him not being on the plan with Chrissy. Like, I don't know if that built some suspect there, but it seems like it didn't do that much damage. Just, I'm sure they probably would have told Mitch before they told Say what was going on. But regardless, it is time to drop your buffs. This is the best part of the game, and a really intriguing vote tonight, really. Some back and forth between three people. The third person wasn't really considered, but a third person got a vote, and then we had a 7-5 besides that. So really interesting dynamics. It's complete opposite of what happened last season with Rome going out with every vote except for his vote. We'll get into that later, though. So it is time to drop your buffs. Merge time. Everyone, of course, is happy to have made the part of the game where you drop your buffs and just don't wear one for a round, and then you earn the merge, which still is stupid because this is essentially just the merge with someone winning individual immunity, but we'll take it because we've been asking for this for years. Jeff just likes to go about it like earning the merge, whatever. So before the Orange team goes back to I believe they go to the Purple team's beach. Chrissy is still suspect on Say. They have these interesting confessionals where they're just like standing. I'm sure they were like, you have 10 minutes to go. What do you think? Come over here and just stand and talk. Chrissy's still looking at Say as a potential target. Mary is back on the beach now, and they're all on the beach together. Mary and Say are reunited once again. The rivalry that really transcends this season. I think this is keeping a lot of people in their seats so far. Mary's unsettled to be back with Say. Obviously, the back and forth dynamic, Say chasing her around. Say was happy to see Mary again. She thought they got over it, but doesn't seem like that's the case to Mary. And I'm still waiting on the votes to come in. I was looking at a page online. I still have cable. I still have DVR. I'm stuck in the year 2000. Sometimes it benefits, but I know it costs a lot of money, and a lot of people have cut the cord. But our recording cut off, so I didn't see who voted for who. So I'm still waiting to see what side Mary was on, who voted for who. It probably was just mostly a split vote, but I guess we'll have to find that out next episode. Obviously, one person was very shocked with what happened. So, yeah, Say and Mary back together again. This is what we love to see, some back and forth on Survivor. So after they get the initial hugs in, everyone meets each other. We learn that there is an advantage in the challenge hidden in the woods, like last season where Genevieve had to go get the buoy. This time it's not hidden that crazily that people give up finding it, so like to see Survivor picking up on what they lost. I think they wanted to make sure somebody got this, even though Genevieve did end up getting it last season. Everyone goes searching, not really much to this, like hit the gas once you see that there's something to search for. Okay, we got it. Charity follows Say into the forest, and this was a crazy a lot of switching. Maybe this was actually an omen for the episode because of what happens later on. So you have Charity follows Sei into the forest. Charity sees the advantage to her right. It looks like Sei's off the screen. She's gone. Charity starts walking to it. Boom! Busts out of looks like was a bush or something. Sei runs and grabs it, gets the advantage, and I know I'm not in the majority with this take. I like Sei on this season. I think she brings a lot of entertainment. We had a lot of entertainment go out the door, and we'll talk about these boring ass people trying to do this boring ass alliance in a second. But Thomas was very entertaining. Bianca was very entertaining. Justin, I'm whatever on. Kevin, I thought was entertaining. Stephanie, we didn't really see enough. So we need people with energy. We need people bringing fun to the game because if we let these people steamroll, it's going to be a boring season. Anyways, so happy to see Sei get the advantage. Then it's time for strategy talk. We had to figure out what's going on. So Joe and Eva are back together, and they're looking to start this alliance between strong people. So they already have them locked together. They have the previous alliance with Xiaoheen. Eva connected with David on their new tribe, and Kyle connected with Xiaoheen and Joe on their new tribe. So that's an easy 5 to put together. Really a lot of insistence on honesty and playing this game with integrity and letting all the strong people go to the end. And we were kind of made to think that this would last by the edit. Like, I don't think this was like a dodo, like Q making the 6 that just fell apart instantly. Like, I think this alliance is unfortunately here for a long time. You have like kind of the side parts of it all with Kyle having his alliance with Camilla, and then that's really the only one because Star is alienated from the original Lagi tribe. And David doesn't really, David was with a bunch of girls, but it doesn't really seem like he has like locked in connections. He has his old Siva members, but so hopefully this alliance, dissipates. Maybe they take a blind side here and there, but I think this alliance is here to stay, guys. I hate to say it. I know it's boring. I just don't see like Mary, Sei, Star, Mitch, like all getting on the same, Chrissy, like no way those people get on the same page and take out this alliance. So especially with Camilla as a double agent, I don't see it, bro. I think this alliance is here to last. Honestly, when we get to my top 3 at the end, 3 of those top 5 are in this alliance right now. I think, could be heading for a steamroll after an interesting pre-merge, but we won't have to get into that. We'll take the weeks as they come. So there's your initial alliance there. On the other side of things, we have Mitch, Charity, and Camilla talking. They're looking to keep the original Orange tribe together. This is the conversation you always have to have, the bullshit conversation, like, let's stay together, blah, blah, blah. They're not going to stay together. But it's a nice thought. You have 6 people. There's 13 people on the beach. So if you vote out one person, you have half the people on the beach, 6 people, which is crazy that their whole team made this part of the game. But I don't know why my voice is going on me. Anyways, Charity, I think in my opinion, was doing way too much, and we'll talk about what ends up sending her out of the game, but I feel like she goes up to Star and asks her to give the idol back, or asks her to go get the idol back from Eva. Charity has no like filter, bro. She's playing too hard, everyone recognizes it, and then to go ask her to go back to Eva to get the idol back? Oh, I don't know. I feel like Charity was like, there was a lot of messaging throughout this episode, in my opinion, through the edit of Charity saying $1 million, I'm winning. Like, there was just no shot that she was ever going to make it out of this episode. She had a clear shot. She was 2 votes away, but I don't know. Like, it was kind of obvious to me that Charity was going, and she was just overplaying her hand to the max. Like, she doesn't really have too many connections. Didn't seem like, besides her original connection with Mitch, like, really there's nobody that was like, whoa. And then she doesn't betray Star, but she kind of like gives Star that feeling of like, ooh, I don't know if I want to work with this person. They're asking me to go get my idol back from Eva after that moment we had last episode, and she unlocked the combo. It's like Charity was doing too much. So we're back at the challenge. It's the same challenge dynamic from season 47. You have 13 people, 6 people versus 6 people in the challenge. Now you're asking what happens to that one person. We'll get to that. 6 people win the feast. They get to have a meal together. 6 people lose and get nothing. And of the 6 people who win, one of them will compete for immunity. And that person's immune and has made the merge, but nobody else has made the merge. We saw, I believe, Kyle won this challenge last season. Wait, hold up now, because I just realized Kyle won this challenge, so it's 2 Kyles. Interesting. Yeah, so I like this. This is really. Oh, I have to mention Say is part of it. So Say obviously found the advantage. Her advantage is she doesn't have to participate in the 6-on-6 nonsense. It doesn't have to get muddy like everyone else and go through wood chips and just have wood chip be coated in mud and have wood chips on top of mud, because that's something we need on Survivor. I know Jeff loves his mud. Sorry, brother. Disregard what I'm saying. Oh man, whose podcast you guys listening to first? Mine or Jeff's? Definitely mine, because he's talking about fucking mud. Love you though. Okay. Anyways, back to the show. So we get the 6-on-6. I like this, like I mentioned before. It's really authentic Survivor. Like, let's stop doing the earn the merge bullshit where it pigeonholes half the people to be able to be voted out and half the people are safe. Let's do it this way. I like it. It's basically just the merge, but we can let Jeff say the earn the merge thing just so he feels good about himself. And Survivor is hard now, and it's 13 less days, and whatever. So we have purple versus orange. Really, a fun challenge. Not really, because it was kind of a blowout. The purple team was ahead the whole challenge. Only notable thing is that Cedric kind of held up the other team. They had those nice little ramps you got to run up. Christy, I will say your run looked horrific. She made it up first try, though, so, what do I know? Cedric had a tough time getting up. He had to get pulled up by his teammates. It took a really long time. Therefore, the purple team got ahead in the challenge, won the puzzle. Just had mad time to do the puzzle, which they put David on it, which good for David for being able to do it with Camilla. They win the challenge. That team consists of Kyle, Star, David, Camilla, Chrissy, and Mary. And they get additionally Say. Now is competing for the individual immunity challenge as well. So the individual portion I thought went really interestingly, where you have to stack. You have a pole, and you have to keep adding segments of the pole, and there's a ball on top of like a plate type thing at the top. And as you add, obviously, the wind and steering at this thing, you're looking up. I thought that was a really, they got far up there, bro. So I got respect for all the players that were able to compete in this challenge for a long time. Eventually, it comes down to Star and Kyle as the last 2. I thought Mary would somehow win this challenge. I guess I was wrong on that one. Kyle wins, as I mentioned before. So we have Kyle squared. Won last season and won this season. Hopefully he won last season, or I'm going to look like an idiot. Anyways, good win for Kyle. Definitely who cares about threats, because we have all the strong people together. And like David said, the strong people are winning this time. They're not going to be mocked, or I don't know. That was the dumbest. You can tell that, like, this is so stupid, but they couldn't give him, like, the dodo because they go far. Like, that's just what I'm seeing right now. So Kyle wins. Good for him. They head to the merge feast. Those 6 people, and Say obviously automatically gets to go as well. So at the classic merge feast, new era thing that happens is you throw out names. The names that come out are Eva and Charity. Star's kind of pushing Charity based off her actions towards her earlier in the day. Say's on Eva because she has the idol, has the close connection with Joe, which I think if you're going like GameBot, let's make a move, like make the most optimal move possible, I think it's to vote out Eva now, free up Joe, see what happens, disturb that alliance. Obviously, they don't know that alliance is happening, so also that moves like super big brain, and you're probably in the new era. Once you make a move, you get it put back on you. So good on Say, because she mentioned you wanted to play more lower key, which I don't think that was that effective. But the 2 names coming out of this merge feast are Eva and Charity. Now we have the people who weren't at the feast back at the beach. Their target is Say. I never understand why they don't. I guess I do understand why they don't just push somebody else there. Obviously, you can't do it in the merge feast when you're all sitting together, but when you're at the beach not playing, might as well like throw somebody under the bus, I guess. I don't know. But they push Say. She's at the feast, so it's like whatever. And the sort of scramble comes to fruition at camp with a lot of attention heading Charity, Say, and Eva's way. I said a hint of Eva. It was there, but it wasn't really like ever imminent danger in my opinion. I didn't think people really were pushing for that. A lot of people say that this is an easier vote because Charity and Sarah just causing chaos. No one trusts them. I think that's what you got to do at this point in the game, especially people who are looking to make the jury. It's like might as well get rid of somebody that we can and then we got our spot. But I know they're going to take away a jury spot next episode probably, which is unfortunate. Wait, so maybe someone was saying on a podcast about the schedule and they had to do the double tribal council, but I'm just remembering last season they had the same thing, but it was the double and then the half team won and then the half team had to go with the but are they going to give them that much food again? I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. That's next episode. So Target, Charity, Say, Eva. I said to my mom, I think Charity's going here. I just we like to give our guess before. Most of the time I am wrong, because even after doing these podcasts and following someone who follows Edgic, I don't know shit. But I was right on this one. I thought it was going to be Charity. Just makes sense. You don't want to keep the 6 orange members together, even if they're appearing fractured, even though they, in reality, seemingly are fractured. I think it's just smart to get that number out. Make sure that's not a thing, because you kind of kick the can down the road there where now they have 5, and then they're really only a majority at 10, and you're at, they got options. So I'm not worried about that. That was a good decision picking between those. Whatever. We'll get to that in a second. So only highlight from Tribal Council. I thought this was a really season 44 type Tribal Council where they're like, oh, we're at a house party and we're, dancing at a dog park. It's like, spare me, dude. Some of it was funny. I will give him that. Jeff was on one. He was very happy, laughing. Kyle said he tried to make him laugh the whole season, was able to accomplish that. So good for Kyle. Mostly a hum-ho affair. Tribal Council, just, we're all meeting each other for the first time and we're all trying to see who's talking to who. Interestingly, Charity and say that nobody came up to them, or not everyone came up to them to talk, and Eva said, I went up to people and go talk to them myself, which I agree with Eva's strategy, but I don't think she should have said that. And I know she doesn't know, she's mentioned before that, she doesn't read off people's emotions very well, so maybe that's part of it. I don't think I would have mentioned that to Tribal Council. I thought that was a good strategy, but I don't think she needed to say that. Nonetheless, obviously, I'm here criticizing her, and she's still in the game. I'm sitting in a basement. So what do I know? And I also, we'll get to that in a second. Anyways. Oh, Club Condo. Jeff talks about Club Condo again. I'm a fan of Rob Has a Podcast. I listen to Club Condo every week. Very good podcast. Go check them out. Chappelle on there too. Just to hear this again was hilarious. I'm sure they'll talk about it on that thing, but on that podcast. What is Club Condo, bro? And I think before season 46, Rob did an interview with Jeff, and he was like, "What is Club Condo, bro?" I could be wrong on that, but I don't know what Club Condo is. Jeff's talking about it. He's doing the robot, some other dance. I don't know, bro. Whatever. I mean, it's funny. So that made me laugh. So funny Tribal Council, honestly. Could have been worse. Could have been just all analogies the whole time, which I think is the most boring part. I thought honestly the last season there were some pretty memorable Tribal Councils, and season 46 definitely had some memorable Tribal Councils, like the actual physical Tribal Councils. I thought we were getting a little bit better with that, so hopefully that trend continues with season 48. Nonetheless, the votes are in. They're revealed. We get up to 5 votes for Say, and then 2 votes for Charity, and 1 vote for Cedric, which I don't know what that was about. They had us in the first half, not going to lie, because I was like, no, it's Say. I don't want to see Say go over Charity. Charity's been in the news lately. I have no opinion on that. But yeah, she's gone. 7-5 to 1 vote. I'm interested to see how the votes split out. Looked like Mitch was pretty shocked, so I'm sure he voted for Say. Obviously, that's his number 1 ally. Besides that, I don't know who else would have voted for, because you have the 5-person alliance, and then they probably, did they pull in a Star? Did they pull in Mary? I don't know. I'm curious if it was a split vote, if it was a they actually didn't know what was going on vote. I don't know. It didn't seem like people were too upset besides Mitch, so we'll have to see on next week's episode. The one person who voted for Cedric was Say. Had a way to get him back. He voted for her 3 times at that one Tribal Council, so there's that. No, it was only twice, but good for Say. Just being on the ropes and still casting a rogue vote. We love hinky votes, so go for it. And yeah, that's the episode. Next week, they didn't show a lot. Looks like the split thing is back. David flexing. Camilla mentioning something about going after Shaheen. So Shaheen, or framing it on Shaheen. So really no indication of from the next week on of who would possibly go. Nonetheless, I'm here to tell you who the top 3 players are to win and top 3 players out next. So top 3 to win. Number 1 hasn't changed at all this season. I got Joe. I just think he's in a really good spot. I think if this alliance prevails, I think people will give him a lot of credit over people like David, over people even like Shaheen. I envision him and Eva aren't going to be at the end together, but if they are, my number 2 is Eva. Like, I don't know who else I'm supposed to be thinking is going to win this game. I can give you the rundown of who I think will be, who's in contention for me still in a second. Number 3, I have David. I think this alliance steamrolls. These 3 have gotten the most personal content. I think the edit is favorable for them. I don't see, I thought Camilla had a pretty weak episode. I thought Mary had a pretty weak episode. Those were 2 of my stronger contenders. Those would probably round out my top 5. I don't think Kyle really has substance, and he got skipped over in that personal segment last week. I think Kyle will be like a mid-merge, like they make a move and it's Kyle gets out of that alliance. Besides that, I think Shaheen's got a really long road ahead of him if he's going to win this game. I don't think Star's winning. She's been invisible for a lot of episodes. Who else? Mary, it's rough episode. Is she going to make a run? Maybe. I don't think so, though. It's not looking likely. Say is not winning this game. Obviously, Cedric's not winning either. He's been so important and barely showed. Chrissy also barely showed on the show. Mitch, I think, still has a chance. Mitch maybe has a little underdog in him. I could see Mitch being 3rd place. I hate to say it. But I think Mitch could make a run at this thing. Who knows? Besides that, I'm missing one more person. Camilla, I got number 4, but it's she was invisible. This is an important episode, and maybe it's not that important. Maybe, we've seen the post-merge edits pick up, and there was a scene of Charity saying they like to do this recently with the Kenzie bullshit that we all missed of them panning to her. Charity was someone's going to win $1 million, and then it just pans to Camilla. So Camilla got a strong number 4. Honestly, weak episode. I just have to move her out of top 3 for now because David keeps getting more content. Camilla's 4, Mary's 5. Then you got Mitch and Shaheen 6 and 7. Besides that, don't think anyone else really has a chance to win this game. So with that being said, I'll give my top 3 players out next. Number 1's got to be Say. I think she's an easy vote, especially in a split scenario where half the teams are available. Hopefully she wins so she can make the jury. Say as the first member of jury, sign me up. That jury's going to be salty. We need some 46 vibes like this. The odd seasons are kumbaya. The even seasons are I saw Gabe mention on Rob Has a Podcast, it's my 4th Rob Has a Podcast plug, that the 48 cast had a rough time getting a group chat together. So maybe there's bad blood. Maybe there's drama. That's what we're here for, man. We're here for drama. We're not here for this fucking hum-ho kumbaya shit of strong people aligning and honesty and integrity. You should have played 30 years ago. Survivor wasn't even a thing 30 years ago, but 20. So yeah, Say I got number 1 out next. I just think it's too obvious. Hopefully she survives, but I'm not confident. Number 2, I got Star. Star was a W this episode. Big vibe. I love Star, but she's not winning this game, obviously. I think she could be in trouble. She doesn't really have strong allies that we've seen. Cedric, but Cedric, it's Cedric. So, not really sure how far that will go. I think she could be an easy one in a split as well. Just, I don't want to put this in mean terms, but trim the fat. It's if she's there, it's get her out. Besides that, I think I put Mitch as an honorary because I don't think Cedric's Cedric could be due, but it's I don't think so. I think it'd be Mitch over Cedric, but I think Mitch will work his way out of the tunnel. Just had to put somebody down there. I don't know. I can't see. I feel like a lot of the people left have longevity. Chrissy, I think time's coming soon, but maybe not now. I don't know. I put Mitch there because he was left out of this vote. Shocked. He may come back mad after being left out of 2 votes in a row. So that'll do it. Survivor Season 48, Episode 6. What'd you guys think of this episode? Solid episode. Fun vote off, back and forth with the votes of Tribal Council. Who's your top 3 to win, and who's your top 3 players out next? be sure to let me know down below. Like the video, dislike the video, comment, subscribe, do all the things. If you're new here, weekly we'll be back with Survivor. Always post the episode. Well, not always, because sometimes I'm away and doing shit, but I like to try and post these right as soon as I can. As soon as Clipchamp lets me export and upload to YouTube. It does take a process, but same night. So we'll be here doing that. Besides that, TV shows that are in the works. Severance season 1 recap, review, reaction dropped Monday, and season 2 I'm chugging along on episode 4 now, so we should have that out, watching just in time to wait 3 years for season 3. Besides that, White Lotus comes to a close Sunday. Should have a podcast out early next week for that. Daredevil Born Again, been watching that too. Movies, we got Joker Folie à Deux, which I definitely need to learn how to say before I do a review. That'll be a shorter one. The Sting movie review will come out in the next couple weeks or so, and same with Backdraft. So those are what's on deck for the movies. Sports, UFC 314 I think we're on. Hopefully my friend Shane will rejoin me. Maybe some other people will join me as well. Doing all the UFC numbered cards. NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs. We have some guests that are lining up the door. People are hitting my DMs and saying, let me get on this NBA playoff dubcast, man. So this should be a fun couple months. We're almost at a year too. A year since the channel started. So love podcasting. It's my side hustle and I love it. So hopefully you join me on this journey to greatness, to excellence. Why not, man? Let's do it. So as always, be easy, y'all.